This is all sticky, hadn't been cleaned, but just fill it up with a little bit of cleaner fluid and hot water, and then you can pop the grate off with like a knife or a screwdriver, clean it, wipe it down. It's all tiled in under the bar. Another light. Under the bar you'll see the drain clamped on just to a tube. Nothing more. Where that drain goes is into a 5-gallon bucket. It just runs along with all the other stuff right down here, but runs into this 5-gallon bucket that I made especially for draining beer. Now, when I was telling you earlier that the reason you don't want to have one beer a night off the kegerator because you waste a beer or two to get that one beer, it's only when you do multiple pours. It doesn't matter how much you use this system. It's rather sad, but if you have it full with almost 18 gallons of beer, you're going to lose a third of that every time. So basically you will lose about 5 gallons, and you will fill this up over the course of those 3 kegs if you tap them all. It is sad and disappointing, but you'll find out if you do the math, it's still way cheaper than buying it in the bottle or buying it in the can. That said, it's a short drain. Why is it a short drain? Because the drain gets moldy. So it's on 2 other buckets right now. And you might want to prop it up, or you're going to need to buy a bigger hose, or a new hose. Home Depot will have those. There's nothing specialty about this hose. Buy a new one at Home Depot, run it down to the floor where the bucket can sit on the ground. If not, you just need to cut it off every now and then. That hose line will get so moldy because the beer sits in there and yeast fills up. And there's a lid on it for a reason, for smell as well as flies. I know that sounds gross, but if you don't empty it out routinely, you can get a little bit of little flies growing in there. So pull the hose out like I just said, take it upstairs. It's better to empty it out in the street. I'm not saying I did that, I just would recommend that. And then put it back down in here, give it a good hosing out. I always put about a cup of bleach in this before I ever started pouring beer back in there, just to kind of keep some of that funk down. So if you mix that way, when beer starts filling in there, things won't grow as quickly and you won't get any live cultures or flies or whatever. So just drain it regularly. There's a cork on the back. It's a stopper for when you pull it up. You can stop it up so it's sealed until you get it outside and hose it down and clean it out. Honestly, if you just maintain it regularly, you won't ever have any problems. I didn't. Sometimes you just get lazy and forget about it, and it gets a little gross. I cleaned it out today for you though, so even though you'll see like the stain lines inside the bucket, it's clean. There's nothing in there, no fluids, no bugs, no nothing. But yeah, you may want to replace that hose line at some point. There's your drain. Okay, I think we can go on to cleaning now. Let's start at the top. I apologize for the long-windedness of this video, but I felt it was the only way to correctly explain the system. This is extra hose line, as I mentioned. I'll leave that for you. Okay, what you have here, let's see, where can I prop this up, because I need 2 hands. Sorry, I'm not thinking all the way through. It's too far away. We're just going to make do. Okay. Well, first of all, I guess once you've unplugged your system, you can open and close it all you want. Open it up, and I'm taking this tap handle off. Taking it off, because I'm going to keep it, but I do want you to see how these work. What you have here is you have a second piece that goes on top of the original. That's the tap handle. What I'm saying about the second piece is it serves a purpose depending on the size of the tap handle you get. I didn't build these things far enough off the wall, so I had to add an extension. This is when I wish I had more hands than I do. Okay. This comes off. You can put your tap handle right on that, anywhere you want. You can tighten this down so tight that you can't even open or close it. Tighten it down a little, about where just 2 fingers can, so it's snug. This is the extension piece I was just telling you about. It's currently here. You don't need it. You can put your tap handle right on that and close it. The problem is when you close it on a tall tap handle, it hits the wood and it won't close. So I had to buy these extensions to put on top. Look at it from the side. See how they angle it out forward? And that's what you have to do in order to get your tap handle on correctly. To close right. On the short handle I'm leaving you, there will not be a problem on any of these. It doesn't hit the back. Don't forget your screw. Your bolt, sorry. If you look, you can angle it so it hits the back sooner. You can angle it so it doesn't. Wherever you get it where you want, tighten it here, and then put this on. That's the point of me showing you that. There you go. Alright, let's actually start cleaning. So I said I've been getting to that for a while. First thing you need to do is you need to unhook this. That tool to use is this. And I believe, if I recall, this is counterclockwise. So I don't think you go left is loose. I think you actually have to go right. Righty tight, lefty loosey. I think it's the opposite for this system. Yep. Once you've loosened that enough, it just comes right off. It's pretty easy. Here you go. Here's your handle, or your spout. See the angle? Anyway, spin it around. And now it's completely exposed. All the more reason to make sure you're unhooked at the bottom. Okay. Let's see here. Take this, and you need to soak it. Here's a tub that you're going to soak it in. The longer you soak it, the easier it is to clean. I'm just showing you the steps. I'd soak it for at least an hour, maybe overnight. Come back here. This is what you soak it in. This is your cleaning solution. You only need a cap full to go in the dish I just put that spout in. I'll soak all 3 spouts at once and then clean it with the pipe cleaner. Now to clean the line. First, you're going to need just a piece of wire. It's really just a bent coat hanger. You maybe get a new one. Follow me downstairs. This is the important part. Alright, what did I say? The middle one's the gross one? Let's find the middle one. Put this back here. I've already pre-made a bowl of the solution, 1 cap full. Which one's my middle one? Middle. Just follow it. Middle. This guy. Right here. Okay. Need a little more line. It's all caught. There we go. Plenty of room now. Now that it's here, just soak it. Just like that. Oh, look at the grime from the spout already sitting in it. You can see the grime in the line. The reason you need this is you need to shove it in the hole. This will keep the valve open, so when you push liquid through the top, it will stay clean. Just don't put the straight side. Hold on. I need 2 hands. Just like that. Now it's completely submerged, just like I want it. Now my line's open. And that's just soaking in a vat of cleanness. Again, it's been 2 years since I've done this, so it looks a little grosser than that middle line should be. Here's your cleaning bottle. Let's go fill it up. One spout full. Dump it in the bottle. The hotter the water, the better. Great. Again, the hotter the water, the better. Just doing this to show you what to do. You won't need this anymore. And you'll do this for each individual line. I'm only cleaning 1 line for you. Looks like there's some residue left in there. Phew. Yeesh. Clean that. And this might need to go through the dishwasher before you use it. You want this to be nothing more than a soapy, milky solution. The chunks in there are the residue from the previous cleaning supplies that have been left in there. Just the gunk buildup. That's why it's got that milky discharge. But we're just going to add some more mixture back to it. looks a little better. That's right. You have your cleaning solution. Now that you have your cleaning solution ready to go, take this tube thing and put it right down on here and seal this up. And if when you get this equipment, I bought it in 2006, you can go to any beer store and buy a new cleaning set if you want to get one that hasn't been used, because it might be a good idea to do that for servicing that equipment. That said, the equipment stores, you can use Stomp Them Grapes, which is located at about I-70, and Pecos, which is also where my office is to refill the CO2. So you can buy beer supplies there. There's another place that looks like Wadsworth and Alameda-ish. That's what Google's for. Just Google beer supply, brewery, home brewery. You'll get everything you need to get replacement parts or new parts, new lines, whatever. So now that you've closed this off, what you're going to do is find a place where I can put my camera down so you can watch this. I'll prop it up on something. I just don't know what. Oh, and if these ever get stuck and you need to take a pair of pliers to it, put a piece of cloth around it so you don't scratch it up. What you're going to have to do is put this washer in here. Oh, wrong washer. It's the smaller of the two. I guess there's two sizes you can go with. You're just going to let it fit inside that hole. Just like that. And then you're going to tie it in here. Once it's screwed on, tighten it. Remember, it's lefty tighty. And guess what? This is a pump. You just pump it through. Now what you want to hear is if you get a lot of pressure built up, the coat hanger that you plugged through the whatever it's called, that piece soaking, you didn't put it through correctly, because that bucket should start filling up more. You might want to get a 5-gallon bucket and you can soak them all at once. But anyway, you're going to push this through. And it's definitely open because I'm not getting pressure build up. Once you push this all the way through, you have successfully cleaned the line. My recommendation is 1 bottle of cleaning solution, run it through the line once, and then run 2 bottles of just clean water after you rinse this to do the middle again. That way you're not leaving cleaning fluid behind in your beer lines. So again, I'm not going to show you how to do that because I just showed you how to hook the cleaning up. Just go rinse it with hot water and run it through twice. Keep pumping. And all this stuff will eat away at that mold, ideally. And I'm empty. And I'm all done. That's how you clean a line. That's it. Rinse and repeat, literally. You'll get this all cleaned up, but you won't need to ever do it to these two until you put beer in it for the first time. Now, let's finish cleaning the other parts of the kegerator. Now that you've run all that gunk through there, you can see You can see we pushed some gross shit out. There was a little bit of gross shit in there before, but there's more now. I see specks of kind of gross nastiness. So all that mold that was sitting in there in the lines, most of it's gone, but because the line needs to be replaced, it's still there. Which is a good way for you to look and say, hey, wait a minute, that gunk's so thick, I need new lines. You need to check your lines regularly and make sure they stay clean. If they're not clean, change them out routinely. Again, it all depends about how much beer you drink and how often you drink it. It'll determine how much you need to clean it. So, replace the line when you get a chance. To do that at the bottom, it's as easy as unclamping it here with a screwdriver, clamping it back on. That's self-explanatory. So, what I would do, take this handy pipe cleaner and give this a good scrub. That can come out. You want to just kind of clean around in here as good as possible. If you can get your pipe cleaner up in there, do it. Get all kinds of nasty shit out. And then just go around the edges. Anything that touches your beer. I usually do this under the water to get more. And then that'll start to look pretty clean. You can tell. And then you'll be willing to reattach it back to your beer line. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, take this. You can do the same thing with your pour spouts. Just clean everything you can. Leave it in the open position so water flows through it. And clean out the gunk. The longer you soak, the better. Alright, this 1 hour video, I'm just thinking if there's anything else you need to know about this system before I turn it off. Yeah, I guess. The only other thing to maybe make note of my bar, soon to be your bar, very thin glass here. I filled this whole shelf up before entirely with glasses, even those big liter mugs you get in Germany that weigh a little heavier, and glass pitchers. It's never fallen, it's never cracked, it's never shaken when you bounce around, but it's pretty thin. My advice would be just to put a healthy amount of glasses there and nothing heavier than that, and don't fill it up so packed that it's weighing down on that glass too much. Everything else in the bar was done by me and some buddies of mine who were smarter than me for the keg system. Clearly, you can probably tell I don't know my vocabulary very well, but I just know how to operate it. So that said, if you ever have a problem with it, I'll take a phone call on it. I'll tell you what I can. Probably not going to be worth my time to come over here, and I'm not a service person to fix it. That said, if you have a problem that I can't answer over the phone, I can recommend 1 or 2 buddies who help me fix it and repair it as needed. And I'm sure they'd come up with a price for you. But that said, your best bet for anybody outside of that's going to be at a home brew station to research that and get information. I would say this concludes our tutorial on how to operate and maintain this keg system. Do it routinely. Taking care of it, it was good to me. It's the pride and joy of this house, and it meant a lot to me. Even though I didn't use it much when I was using it, I did really care for it. It's not in the cleanest shape right now, but not the keg, but the lines. That's pretty easily fixed. I cleaned the keg for you, the kegerator for you today. Enjoy the free keg. Enjoy the free lower end tap handle. Take good care of it. And if you ever did want to convert it to a freezer, just dial that dial back, remove all the stuff, and you could throw whatever you want in here. Just know that it's not superly well insulated because of the modifications we made to it, but it's pretty damn close to keep it going in pouring cold beer. Good luck.